Hey guys, my name's Emerson, and today we're going to talk about the Fujifilm X100f and why for me it's been the best daily carry camera, and also go over some things that I wish it had but aren't deal breakers at all. Also why it is a one-of-a-kind X100f. So the body, obviously, it's pretty small. I have a square hood on the front from Haug. It's a knockoff square hood. When you take it off, it's definitely a lot smaller. You could definitely fit it in a jacket pocket if you have to, but here in Arizona, don't really need to do that very often. Onto the buttons and dials. It's really cool because the aperture is built on the lens. You change it from there. Shutter is up here. ISO I have set to the front dial. It's just easier for me to if something's underexposed or overexposed, just crank this instead of going like this and messing it around. Like how I shoot is just kind of run and gun, and it's way better than having to pull up. So the ISO dial, you can also pull up on the shutter dial and then change it like that. It's cool, but it's annoying. You have to hold it up. It also has a neutral density filter that's built in, which is really nice. It's 3 stops, so if you're shooting outside in the broad daylight, wide open, and it's still too overexposed, you can just drop that ND in and it cuts out a bunch of light. I take this thing pretty much everywhere I go. There's always people coming up and oh, that's a cool film camera. Think digital, but you can make your images look like film. And that's what's fun about it. Film is really awesome, but it's expensive and it takes a long time. I'm impatient and I'd rather just get the photos now and post and share. This thing was awesome. I just got done shooting a bike race down in Tucson for my buddy Andre. I had this thing around my neck with my whole video set up, and I got some photos of him racing and did some portraits of him too for Void. I took it camping on this long road trip with my brother. We went from Flagstaff to Monument Valley to Telluride, then to Crested Butte, Denver, Boulder. And we drove all the way across Wyoming. I shot the Tetons there and it was just awesome. We also went behind the west side of the Tetons and shot in Idaho, and that was really cool. Being able to send the JPEG straight off the camera to my phone and be able to send them to Carl or just post them up on Instagram to show people what we were doing. This is why this thing is so much fun. The workflow of shooting on this, for me, is more fun than just taking pictures with my phone. And it's even more fun than shooting on my Sonys. You know, I only shoot RAW with those, so you gotta pull them into Lightroom, edit them, then export them. Like with this, arguably, like no one can tell the difference between these Fuji files and my A7 III files, especially over Instagram. Way easier, and it's just way more convenient. Like I said, this camera is just so convenient. Rather than bringing that thing around, mostly shoot on JPEG. I shoot RAW and JPEG. I use a Fujifilm X Weekly Portra 400 film recipe that I kind of tweaked a little bit. I also do shoot black and white, obviously, with an Acros film simulation that I made myself. I find that the Portra 400 film recipe likes to be overexposed by 1/3 of a stop, and the Acros film emulation likes to be underexposed if you want to be super dramatic or just more of a flat black and white. So if you know what Fujifilm X100fs look like, you'll notice this one looks a little different. I originally bought the black one, but I dropped it and the on-off switch came completely ripped off and I couldn't fix it, obviously. So I took it to Arizona Camera Works, and Morris there told me that the screws stripped completely off. If he had just the top, he could put it on. I couldn't find a black one, and the only one I could find on eBay and the internet was just the silver one. Once I got that in the mail, which took 2.5 months pretty much, brought it to Morris and he put it on in a day. It was awesome to finally have it back, but I had to wait forever. It felt like forever, but it was so worth it. As you can see, it's definitely a one-of-a-kind. Makes it, a little bit cooler. Those are my thoughts about the X100f. I think people who want a daily camera that is super fun to shoot with, really easy and really unique, definitely look into getting the X100 series. They have the X100V, which is the newest one. This one was just cheaper. The X100V is amazing. Even the X100T you can get for pretty cheap, and that one has Bluetooth connectivity, so same thing. You could just send this JPEG straight over to your phone, and that's the main reason why I got this, just to send it straight to my phone. I'm gonna throw a bunch of other photos that I've taken with this and just over some chill beats, so just sit back and enjoy. See you later.